By Solomon's demons, the entities still worshipped today. Thousands of years ago, King Solomon, a man famed for his wisdom, was said to command an incredible power. According to later legends, he possessed a mystical ring, an artifact that gave him dominion over 72 of the most powerful spiritual entities in existence. These are stories that you won't find in the Bible, but in later magical texts. These myths claim he bound dukes, kings, and presidents of the infernal hierarchy, using their unholy knowledge and supernatural strength to build his legendary temple in Jerusalem. The biblical accounts, for their part, attribute the temple's construction to Solomon's leadership and a massive human workforce. The story goes that he then sealed these entities away in a brass vessel, imprisoning them for all time. But what if that's not the end of the story? What if the seal was broken? Tonight, we're exposing the modern cults and esoteric orders that are actively summoning these same ancient entities, seeking power, knowledge, and control in our 21st century. What if the 72 spirits King Solomon supposedly trapped were never truly imprisoned? And what if they are being summoned right now in our modern world? Section 1. The Legend of the Grimoire. The legend of Solomon's power doesn't just come from folklore. It was written down in one of the most infamous books of magic ever created, the Lesser Key of Solomon. This grimoire, compiled in the 17th century from much older texts, isn't a storybook. It's a practical and frankly terrifying instruction manual. The first and most notorious section is called the Ars Goetia. That name comes from the ancient Greek word Goetia, which means sorcery or witchcraft. Inside its pages are the names, ranks, sigils, and abilities of the 72 spirits Solomon allegedly commanded. It describes in detail how a magician can protect themselves with a magic circle, draw a triangle of manifestation for the spirit to appear in, and use specific incantations to compel these powerful beings into obedience. The grimoire reads like a supernatural field guide, a directory of the underworld. It doesn't just tell a story, it gives a formula. The book promises that a practitioner with enough courage and knowledge can replicate Solomon's incredible feats. For centuries, this text was hidden, studied in secret by alchemists and occult philosophers. To the church and the wider world, it was forbidden knowledge. But the book never disappeared. Instead, it went underground, passed from one generation of occultists to the next, waiting for the right moment to re-emerge. And in the 20th and 21st centuries, it has done so with a vengeance. Contemporary practitioners of ceremonial magic and various esoteric traditions have resurrected Goetic practice, adapting its ancient rituals to fit their modern beliefs and goals. Section 2. The Demonic Directory. The Ars Goetia provides a chillingly specific hierarchy of the spirits it claims Solomon controlled. These aren't just formless ghouls. They are described with noble titles, kings, dukes, marquises, and more, each ruling over legions of lesser spirits. Let's look at some of the most prominent entities that magicians still seek to contact today. First, there is Baal, the first king of hell. The text says he appears with 3 heads, one of a toad, one of a man, and one of a cat. His power is subtle but potent. He can grant the art of invisibility. Then there is Paimon, another great king, who is said to be very obedient to Lucifer. He appears as a man with a glorious crown, riding a dromedary camel, announced by a host of spirits playing trumpets and cymbals. Paimon doesn't offer brute force. He offers knowledge. He teaches all arts, philosophies, and sciences, and can reveal the mysteries of the earth, wind, and water. His influence has seeped into modern culture, most notably as the sinister force behind the horrors in the film Hereditary. We also find Asmodeus, the 32nd spirit, a king who is said to give a ring of virtues, teach arithmetic and astronomy, and answer any question with perfect truth. But he is also known as a demon of lust and is often invoked in rituals related to desire and gratification. And there is Astaroth, a great and powerful duke who appears as a beautiful angel riding a dragon, holding a viper in his hand. Astaroth teaches the liberal sciences and provides true answers about the past, present, and future. However, some modern practitioners believe this entity is a demonized version of the ancient goddess Astarte, and they seek to work with her to reclaim that divine feminine power. These are just 4 of the 72. Others include Bune, a duke who can move the dead and provide wealth; Belial, a king associated with independence and self-mastery; and Andromalius, an earl who can find lost things, uncover thieves, and punish the wicked. Each one has a specific sigil, a unique symbol used to call them, and a specific set of powers they can grant to the magician bold enough to summon them. Section 3. The Modern Worshippers. So, who is still using this ancient dangerous magic in the 21st century? The answer is more complex than you might think. The practice of Goetia is alive and well, but it has evolved into several distinct paths. The first major revival came in the early 20th century, thanks to one of the most infamous occultists in modern history, Aleister Crowley. Crowley, a ceremonial magician and founder of the religion of Thelema, saw the Ars Goetia not as a book for summoning literal demons, but as a profound psychological tool. He published his own edition in 1904, arguing that the 72 spirits were not external entities, but rather aspects of the human brain. For Crowley, summoning a demon was a way of confronting a hidden part of your own psyche, your fears, your desires, your ambitions, and mastering it. This psychological interpretation opened the door for a new generation of magicians to practice Goetia without necessarily believing they were trafficking with actual devils. Building on this, we have the rise of chaos magic in the late 20th century. Chaos magicians are the ultimate pragmatists of the occult world. They believe that belief itself is a tool. A chaos magician might perform a Goetic ritual with the full intensity of a true believer, but they see the demons as symbolic constructs or thought forms that can be used to achieve a specific result. They strip the rituals down to their bare essentials, focusing on what works, and discard the rest. For them, whether Paimon is a real king of hell or a powerful archetype in the collective unconscious is irrelevant. What matters is that the ritual produces the desired outcome. However, there is another more direct path: demonolatry. This is exactly what it sounds like: the veneration and, in some cases, worship of demons. Practitioners, who call themselves demonolators, often reject the Christian view of these entities as purely evil. Instead, they see them as pre-Christian gods and powerful teachers who were unfairly demonized by later religions. In demonolatry, magicians don't command or threaten the Goetic spirits. They approach them with respect, leaving offerings and building relationships over time. The goal isn't to bind a demon, but to partner with it for personal growth, empowerment, and spiritual transformation. They see figures like Belial not as a tempter, but as a symbol of independence and liberation. They might work with these spirits for healing, protection, or self-deification, the process of realizing one's own inner divinity. This is a living, breathing religious path for a small but dedicated community of people who see these ancient entities as powerful allies, not enemies. These practices aren't confined to dusty old books. They are discussed openly in online forums. Their sigils appear in modern art and fashion, and their influence permeates occult communities around the world. From ceremonial magicians in secret societies to solitary practitioners in their homes, the spirits of the Ars Goetia are being contacted every day. Conclusion. From the legendary court of King Solomon, to the forbidden pages of a medieval grimoire, to the computer screens of 21st century occultists, the 72 spirits of the Ars Goetia have survived. Their story is a testament to the enduring power of myth and the unending human quest for knowledge, power, and a glimpse of what lies beyond our mundane reality. The nature of these entities remains a profound mystery. Are they real, independent beings, ancient spirits with their own consciousness and agendas? Or are they powerful symbols from deep within the human psyche, archetypes that we can use to unlock our own hidden potential? Even the practitioners themselves are divided on the answer. So what do you think? Are these practitioners tapping into real ancient powers, or is it all just complex psychology at play? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the world's most fascinating and hidden histories, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.